Hello and welcome to an update of the Goldilocks Experiment. I already removed the lid from our first bin, and let's take a look-see at what these guys have done with our feeding. Now, if you recall last week, this is week number 3, but last week we fed them banana, and the week before that we gave them some watermelon. Now this is, of course, the blended food bin, and I have to say that everything feels moist in here, and there are a lot of castings in the material, and that's absolutely normal since all of this is shredded up small, much easier for the worms to get to because there's a larger surface area for the microbial activity to take shape. So now we have more happening here. Okay, so we fed right here in the center, and I felt something smooshy. I think it's the bananas, but let's see. Well, not much of the bananas. A little bit. Right? A little bit, very, very tiny bit left, but the majority is gone. Gone. Yeah, just a few pieces, little teeny tiny pieces here and there. So that is absolutely what I expected. So we'll leave this bin alone for now, and I'll decide what to do with it. Let me take a look-see at the other bins. So this is bin number 2. And let me reposition the light. Oh, now this paper is nice and moist throughout. Okay. Still a lot of material that has not been broken down, but also a lot of castings. It's all cast. Oh, there's a cocoon. So, they're also doing what they're supposed to be doing. Oh, but they're so nice and healthy and chunky. That's what I love to see. Let me just give this little rough turn here before we check in on our food section. Yeah, lots of castings. Hope it's coming out on camera. Tons of castings. So this is where we fed. Yeah, and you can see the chunks of the banana still there. Here's another chunk. Here's another one. I mean, the worms are all in here. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing, but because the food is not in smaller pieces, it's taking them a while to get through this. Again, if you had 1,000 or 2,000 worms in here, like a pound or 2 pounds of worms, they would probably handle even that much food in pieces rather quickly. But we have 2 ounces. That's how we decided to start our experiment. So they are not as quick. So let's get to the last one and see. This one's all moist as well. Okay, throughout, great. Again, lots and lots of castings. Very good. The moisture is perfect in here, actually. Really nice. I don't even really have to toss up this material too much because it's in such large chunks that it's not really compacting down. So the worms have no problem going through this. It's perfectly fine for them. And there's just not enough material, I think, in general, for it to get too compacted. So once it starts really building up castings, that can happen. So, of course, if the bin with the chunks was still intact, we can expect pretty much that here, yeah, the worms are here, they are in the vicinity, and they're doing what they should be doing, but it's just the pieces are too big. There's just not enough of them in general, but they are doing a good job, and they will get through this. They absolutely will. But we don't need to add any more food for now. We'll take it into next week, and we'll decide then. Now, I may feed the very first bin, the one where we have all the shredded material right here. I may feed it in a couple of days because I want to make sure that the worms have plenty of food and that the conditions are as equal in all the bins as possible. And since we know that these bins have food, they have kitchen waste, we're going to put some kitchen waste in here too. I'm not going to show you guys, it's going to be just a little bit, but we'll check in on them in a week and see if the other two bins were able to process the bananas. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week.